Yes. Cool. Good, Elliot. What's up, Roger? What's good, Roddy? Raj, what's up? Cameron, what's up, brother? Good, Manny. Trump speaks in 48 minutes. Great. What's up, cuz? What's up, bro? Um, okay. Probably longs. Today I have a range day bias, but we'll cover it. What do you think about 15-15 power? I mean, I didn't start it. I think we should do more, but I guess it's kind of better because everyone will attack. We have a lot of people not attacking, so it's not a bad thing. Like if people don't attack them, whatever, we just don't put them in, bro. So maybe we'll do the sign up, and if people don't sign up within like 24 hours, then we'll just take who signs up. We got Trump speaking at 10. Yeah, we do. It's a press conference on crime. Surely that doesn't. Surely that doesn't do too much. No, I don't think it'll become. I mean, it's a press conference on crime, bro. It shouldn't even affect the market that much. I don't see what crime like. I swear, if 10 a.m. comes and he just says like crime's been better, and then fucking stock market goes up or something. Like that'd be stupid. What's good, Mohammed? What's good, Dollar? Where can I watch him speak? Probably on YouTube, Bloomberg. Just search up Trump speech on YouTube. It'll come up somewhere. Been waiting for me forever, bro. I stream every day or every trading day at the exact same time. What you been waiting for? Trump speaks at 10. It's a press conference about time. I mean crime. So I hope it shouldn't be too significant. Yeah, trading funds. Trading covers all my expenses. Allows me to save every month as well and reinvest. This is the NASDAQ chart, 15 minute. When do I wake up? I wake up at 8:45 every single day. Well, not on the weekends. The weekend I wake up at like 9:45, so I get one more hour of sleep. On the weekends, I'll be trading today if my model forms. What's the name of the indicator with the sessions? The name of the indicator is ICT kill zones and pivots TFO. You trade no news Monday? Yeah, I don't mind. What is your daily routine? Every single. When did you quit your 9 to 5? From day one, bro. I quit my 9 to 5 before I got any payouts. I had enough money saved. And I put everything into it. Did you get a? What did I do this weekend? I feel like I did something. I don't remember. I guess not. I was mostly resting, I guess. You can look at Forex Factory or Financial Juice. No worries, Sour. We didn't do bias yet. We'll cover bias at 9:25. My daily routine is pretty simple. I wake up at 8:45. If I'm still tired, I'll wait in bed for 15 minutes, wash my face, make a bowl of cereal, and then come to the charts. If I'm not tired, I'll get up right away and then wash my face, cold water, and then make a sandwich instead of cereal. If I have time, I'll make a sandwich. If I don't have time, I'll make cereal. Today, I was tired when I woke up, so I stayed in bed for 15 more minutes. How much is your Alpha Futures discount? It's 10% right now. That's the best discount they're running. What do you usually do after trading in the morning? The first thing I do every day after trading is journal. Second thing I do is edit any clips or TikToks or trade recaps that I want to post. If I'm posting a YouTube video, I'll get to that. So it's like some sort of content. So trading, and then journal, then content. And then after content, I usually go to the gym. Well, actually, I do a little call. And then after the call, I go to the gym or I go to the swimming. What time do you usually sleep? I either sleep at 12:30 or 1:30. 1:30 is my max. You'll never see me. Sometimes I do, but I shouldn't. Most of the time, I sleep by 12:30. Cereal causes low testosterone levels. I don't know who told you that, but that's completely incorrect. Do you get high discount codes for Alpha Future? No, I don't. And I have no idea when the next code will be. I hope they can bring that 40%. I mean, I can't even get any accounts. I'm maxed out right now, so if you use S9, you will still get 20% off for some reason. Just bought 3. I think it's a first time thing. Isn't London starts at 3 New York time? London starts at 2 a.m. Eastern time, or you can do another giveaway eventually, but not today. What is the daily bias? We'll cover the bias in 4 minutes. Indicators, ICT kill zones and pivots, and then I have a watermark here that just puts my name at the top and my model that I trade. I just bought 4 top step evals. How much should I risk? If it was me, I would risk 750, assuming they're 50K. My own body tells me. And how are you measuring your testosterone levels, brother? Let me know. Would you explain, for example, why your bias is bullish? I'll explain every single decision I make, why I made it, whether I'm right or wrong. Although, when you're trading, don't try to be right or wrong. Your goal shouldn't be to be right. If you go down the road of like, oh, I'll try to be right, it's not good. You don't need to be right. I'll cover the weekly outlook with you guys, the weekly bias, and I'll cover what we're going to look for today. How did the hoop session go? Bro, there was only 6 of us last game, and I was fucking exhausted. How much MNQ contract approximately? Brother, it depends on how big your stop loss is. If your stop loss is, say, 50 points, well, you can do around 6 contracts. If your contract's 10 points, you can do 40 contracts. So it depends. 50-point stop is insane. 50-point stop's not as insane as you think. Sometimes you have 1-minute candles that are like 70 points alone. Market's not too volatile now compared to how it was, months ago. Do you own crypto? Only a little bit. It's not. I invest in stocks a lot more, but I have a little small crypto portfolio because I already had money in Coinbase, and I was like, 50-point stop is insane. It definitely is. You shouldn't have that big of a stop loss. I'm gonna be honest, bro. That comment is just pretty stupid. Market's so bad right now. No news in CPI tomorrow. Yep. XRP. Yeah, I don't know, mostly XRP. I think it's all XRP actually. Confidence, work drive, productivity, etc. I mean, yo, if you find that about yourself, then I think that's it's good that you figured that out. I feel like for me, it doesn't impact me so much. Maybe it's because I have the same cereal every time. It's like the protein cereal. So maybe you think a 50-point stop is good. Brother, you do know you can change your contract size, right? So just because you have a 50, if I had a 50-point stop and you had, say, a 25-point stop, we can still be risking the same amount of money per trade. It just depends on, uh, I think maybe, no, I don't think he's rage baiting. I think he's just a new trader. Sometimes, brother, listen, sometimes one candle can be more than 50 points. Right now, it's not because the market's not so volatile. See, this candle's 10 points. But if you guys, I don't know if you guys backtest or have been trading for a while. If you go back to, let's say, I don't know, go back to, let's say, Friday even, or maybe when the market was really volatile, like over here. There were candles that were like 100 points, just 1 minute, that were like 70, 80 points. The stop loss is going to be larger naturally because the candles are simply larger. Yeah, some of those days you had like 100-point stop. There's nothing you can do really. You just got to drop the contracts. Yeah, when tariffs launch, yeah. Okay, let's cover the weekly bias quickly, and then we'll cover the game plan. Okay, weekly bias, and let me reset this. We're gonna be trading Apex and Alpha. If it becomes not clear, we'll just trade Apex evals. Anyway, the weekly bias, listen closely, is bullish. Obviously, all-time high is the main draw, and if we can get above all-time high, I'm looking at 24,000 as the main draw on liquidity on the upside. So for the week, you want to be looking for ideally high probability longs. I say that because obviously order flow is bullish. All-time high is a very strong draw on liquidity, and we don't want to fight that narrative. Okay, that's for the week. Currently, intraday, let's talk about what I expect. First, you have to understand that today I'm not expecting expansion. Now, I've said this on the last couple of No News Mondays or days before CPI, and we got expansion. But it doesn't matter because the probabilities still say that today is not likely to be an expansion day. What does that mean when I say that? It means, let's say hypothetically, we were going to come down and take out London lows. I wouldn't expect it to, retrace and then keep going lower and lower. I would expect a reversal, right? Why? Because I'm not expecting a candle on the day that's super large like this. I'm not expecting a huge daily candle like this. I'm expecting one that looks more like this, right? And I'll draw the other side of the wick. That's basically what I'm expecting today. So, what's the game plan? Very simple. Longs from discount and shorts from premium. I have no problem shorting if we get a setup like this, for example, and the order flow aligns and the drawn liquidity is obvious. I don't mind shorting. I would prefer longs because they're going to be slightly higher probability, but I don't mind taking shorts from premium and I don't mind taking longs from discount. So what's the game plan? The game plan is to wait for liquidity to be swept on either side. And once the drawn liquidity is obvious, Asia, London, or London, then we can execute a trade if the model forms. That's the game plan. So is it going to be, a very nice, clean delivery? In my opinion, no. But the game plan is relatively easy, so we just follow the game plan. I think that's a really good game plan. And it's as simple as that. Not going to trade today since the No News Monday. Good luck to everyone. Good luck to you too, brother. Well done. Well, I guess you're not trading, but good job following your rules. You trade full time. I don't do anything else besides trade and post content about trading. And stream, I guess, if that counts as something different. W take. I've had the same take for 2 years now when it comes to days like this. President Trump speaks at 9. Yes, 9 in your time, 10 a.m. my time, and that is correct, yeah. How to find bias. I would watch my video on how I find daily bias. See if that helps you. So what's your trading setup? I'm not going to move my webcam, but there's two monitors where my hands are. Two monitors. Then the webcam's here. The computer's here. I got some, some posters, my first certificate, my models on my wall, and then I got some car posters in the back. My microphone's right here, and I got a light there, light there. That's it. That's it. Simple. 10 UDC -4, yes. So in 30 minutes. Well, not birth certificate, bro. My first, my first ever passing certificate. So if order flow is bearish going into open, we'll probably just look for London lows. I live in like Toronto. We need that room tour. My room is really small. I can show you guys a room tour with one picture. Trump speaks in 30 minutes, correct? So yeah, I mean, I have my fundeds open. I'll have my fundeds open because when there's a strong draw, I don't care if it's a no news Saturday. If there's a strong draw, there's a strong draw, and a setup towards a strong draw is always decent. But if price action becomes, I'm gonna say becomes, but if price action starts to look really, really bad, we'll just swap to the evals. Are you gonna trade today if my model forms? Yeah. Trump speaks today in 30 minutes. Yes. You trade full time or have a job outside of this? I haven't worked a job in around 2 years. That's why I no longer work. Bias? Am I late? The game plan is to look for discount longs or premium shorts once order flow and the drawn liquidity is obvious because I'm expecting a range day today. But yes, you are late. So next time, come earlier. We'll cover the weekly outlook too. London lows were definitely not tapped. London lows over here. Just took out Asia lows before open. Asia, am I saying wrong? No, I don't know. You guys are tripping. But this blue box represents the London range, and this red box represents. Sorry, red is London, blue is Asia. Which ticker? This is Nasdaq. It's always gonna be Nasdaq. I always day trade Nasdaq. What's good? Say. Anyway, let's minimize chat. You guys know the drill. Let's minimize chat. Let's focus up. When did you decide on becoming full time? Like I said, day one, brother. Before I got any payouts, I saved up a bunch of money. I quit my job, and I just started trading. I think bias going into open is probably look for London lows, just because order flow's been bearish. We got the breaker here. And you can never go wrong with aligning with order flow. So your 15-minute breaker. Although I don't like marking out breakers really, but we have the 15-minute breaker. We can look for a run to London lows. Pretty clean opening range gap. Let's annotate that. Open, close. Wait, open, close. I know we're dumping, but there's probably not going to be an entry model here. You could, look, if there's a CISD here, you could execute this. I'm not going to execute this. But if this closes bearish, you could execute this to London lows. I don't even think the risk to reward is worth it, but you could try something like this. It'll probably get there in 2 candles if I had to guess, but it also could be very sloppy. I'm not going to execute it. Let me sign into Apex on the minis here. Like I said, you can short this. There's nothing wrong with shorting this to London lows. It's not my style. I'd rather wait for a first presentation to form and then look for something. So there's first presentation. We could definitely look for a short from here. So trading inside, opening range gap 25%. Now we're starting to trade lower. First presentation is there. Looks like we're going to leave it a breakaway perhaps. And like I said, I do think it's going to go to London lows here. But I'd rather wait for a long setup to form from London lows than to take this setup right off the open on a Monday. Not really interested in doing that. And it looks like we'll get straight there. Probably should have taken this on the eval. I mean, it would have been a good trade for an eval, especially an apex eval. For those of you who don't know, I'll quickly tell you guys. We're doing a giveaway in the Discord for a full trading setup. So if you use my code with Alpha Futures in August, send me a message. Say, Gaddy, I use your code on Discord. Send me a message, and then I can enter you in the giveaway. We'll announce the winners at the end of the month, so you have time. There's just gonna be one winner, and you get all three of these things. So if you use my code, send me a message. Last winner we gave them, you can message him. His name was Elliot in the Discord. We gave him the setup. We're gonna give it to the next person again. If they one person, whoever wins. And just make sure you use your code in August. So we're trading back into the order block here. You could short this first presentation. The risk reward is just not really there for me either. Like, unless there's a 15-second model here, which I actually wouldn't be opposed to. If we get like a 15-second inversion, meaning we close below 686. The risk reward is not there, if I'm being honest. Just stay patient. I don't want to work with such a small range. Getting pretty slow on the open here. The reason I'm extra cautious is because it's a no news Monday. I want to rely heavily on the macros. Maybe when Trump starts speaking, it'll be more clean. That's still a possibility. About to get the 15-second inversion. There is also an SMT here. So I'll let you guys know if I think this is going to go down to London lows. I'm watching the 15-second chart on my second monitor. It hasn't inversed yet. I'll show you guys what that looks like. It looks like this. So this is what I'm seeing. I'm not going to keep this open. Bro, why is this so small? First presentation's in here. That's the 15-second. Obviously, it's still being held, so not that I would execute it off the 15-second, but I do want to be able to see what's going on. I'd rather wait for longs from London lows than take this short when there's not enough movement. Unless we got something like this, then I could short that, and it'll be a lot better of a trade than whatever this is. I still don't mind shorting. It's just this setup. I don't want to trade this setup. Anyway, yeah. So if you use my code, DM me. I'll add you to the giveaway for a trading setup. And that's it. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. So deeper move into first presentation. We're forming a 15-second bullish fair value gap. So if we were to hypothetically inverse that, it'd be pretty nice. Trading back into, well, almost into New York opening price, opening range gap low. Why is it still showing? There. Trading back into opening range gap low, poking through. We didn't quite get. Yeah, I mean, I don't really trust the longs from here, if I'm being honest. Just don't really trust it. I still think we can take London lows because, again, there's no daily bias. I'm simply expecting both sides to be offered discount longs and premium shorts. So if we're just gonna keep going up, it's not qualifying enough for me. So like I said, if we're gonna have to short this, and I don't mind taking longs. It's just we're gonna have to take out sell side first, and this is not enough. This is not enough for me to look for longs. Maybe if we get the full breaker here, and then we get a protraction model. Okay, different story. But the way this is forming now, I don't really want to target London high, which is opening range gap high. I still would prefer taking a short to London lows, but let's just see. Pretty sloppy. A lot of wicking. Wick, wick, wick. You can even see on the 5-minute chart, we just went up, down, down, all the way back up. So not clear. We did put in this fair value gap. If we respect first presentation, and then we come down and inverse this 1-minute fair value gap, I could execute that short. 10-point stop. 10-point stop. We're going to have to take like 3 minis on that trade for the Apex eval. Let's quickly glance at the dollar. Okay, the dollar does look pretty bearish on the higher time frame. Although right now dollar is going higher, so if we could see what NQ shift down. YM's already taking out London lows, man. YM always does what we expect it to do. If we get this inversion, I'm gonna enter short. Say we got to fill here. Yeah, run a 15-point stop. That's 30 a micro. The 4 micros there. If we could just I'll click sell right away. I'm gonna start the recording. If it starts to lag, someone message me on Discord. I don't think it will lag though. So if we get this inversion, yeah, we can try to execute. Assuming doesn't go slip too far. So I want to see if this inverses. Pretty strong candle after it touched that fair value gap. Damn. This could go to London highs, which is right here. Like it could go all the way up. Just I don't really want to take a long on a known move Monday after we did not even take sell side. So I'm just waiting. I'd rather short from London highs than long now before sell side was taken. Maybe if we get a clean protraction model, like I said. So now we got the full breaker. I'll show you guys what that looks like. Because now we got the full breaker, meaning order flow has shifted. This is your breaker. We could look for a protraction model long, but I'm still kind of skeptical if I'm being honest. We fell short of London lows. Like I don't like that we fell short of London lows. It's not like, I mean, yeah, we respected the 30-minute, so I guess there's reason to believe. If we get a protraction model, we'll try it. Meaning if we come down and get an inversion or a thing, I'll take it. Like I would trust this CISD if it came from London lows or if it came from any significant level. But this CISD right here just came from nowhere. So we'll see if we can get a protraction model. Until then, we'll be patient. Trading into the 15-minute order block. ES has like a 30-minute fair value gap right there. I don't know if you guys can see the ES chart or the S&P, but I'm going to annotate it now. It's right there. I mean, we just set perfect equal highs, so. I The Trump speech is going to be in 15 minutes. It's also something to consider. Although he's talking about crime apparently, which shouldn't be the most impactful, but Trump speech is Trump speech. You never really know, I guess. I mean, we said, yeah, like this is tough because ES didn't even trade into the fair value gap on the 30-minute. It just set perfect triple. Look at the ES chart. 1, 2, 3, 4 perfectly leveled equal highs. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. In fact, if we get the 30-second OB here, we might even long this protraction model scaled down. I mean, even if we took it from here, what's the risk reward looking like? I missed 2R to Asia high, so if we get the close above there, I don't even mind that. I wouldn't even mind that at all, actually. Just take it off the 1 minute. 20-point stop. It's 40 a micro. I mean, yeah, if we get the OB here, bullish fair value gap or low respected, get back above 25%, and we can see the run to the orbiting open range gap high. Have to get the closure above though, and it has to give us a good risk to reward. So I want to see the opening range gap high and Asia high delivered. Don't want to enter too preemptively, but we got to see the order block here. And 20-point stop. We'll probably run with 2 minis on this eval. Looks like we're falling short of the order block. but just give it time. It's still forming. We did get the 30-second OB ever so slightly. It just looks like nothing clear. The more and more I look for a setup, the more and more I think this might just be range bound for quite a while. That's why I said the game plan is, the game plan is simple. Wait for really obvious order flow and trade it towards one of the pre-market drawn liquidity that we annotated. We'll probably buy this here. If the fact that we're getting above that, we'll see if it closes up. No, it looks like it's gonna wick. It's not enough. Simply not enough. Even the fill up here is 2R, so that's not even bad. 2R to Asian high. Can we get the OB? We don't quite get it there, if I'm being honest. Sloppy. Without a question, it's sloppy. ES is making a lower low. YM is making lower lows on a day. Maybe after the S&P that gets put in. So no OB. We got the S&T here. Doesn't really mean much. But there is an S&T. ES. Yeah, this might be a really sideways session, guys, if I'm gonna be honest. But we'll see. Maybe it's waiting for Trump. Although, again, like I said, he's talking about crime. So I'm not sure how relevant that is, but the other two indices are obviously bearish right now. Looks like ES is gonna make a lower low on the day, 934. Strong candle down. ES probably gonna take this low out. London lows starting to look like the real drawn liquidity. We'll see if it gets there. Checking the seconds charts, but simply just not that clean. There's a full SMT like here now. So there we get the inversion. This technically does meet criteria for a long. We might give it a try here. This candle starts trading higher. All right, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it a try there on the inversion. We'll put the TP all the way up there, but we may have to partial because it's Monday, no news. So we'll keep a TP. Even midnight open at 755. Could be a good TP. Then we just take one off at midnight open and then leave the rest. We do take out the 944 high there. Ideally, we see speed here. Want you to always be mine. I want to see speed above this level. The reason I say that is because if we're going to fall short, then we're probably not going to get that midnight open. We're going to bump the stop up here to 716. Covers the inverse candle low. Covers mean threshold of the order block. And covers just about the opening range gap low. Not seeing the speed, but it is No News Monday, so high resistance. It is 950 macro. So we'll see. Overall, I like this trade. We aligned with the game plan. Said I'll take the protraction model if it forms. It formed. There's an SMT at the bodies here. Let's see if we can get that 755 level. Call it 754. Seven five four and a half. And then we'll leave runners to other runner to Asia. Just want midnight open. These equal highs on ES. I'll set an alert on ES. So ES is really close to those equal highs, so if we could just follow through, that would be great. Sense like a Drake candle coming, but there is no like logic behind that reasoning. It's just like feel like I've been in this situation, and then out of nowhere we get a very big candle. To be clear, I'm looking for a tick partial there. Now, if I had say 10 micros, I'd be taking off 80 micros, 8 micros here. Take around 60 to 80% here, and then look for the final objective. That's how I would manage. That's how I'm managing on my Alpha Futures funded account. High resistance conditions definitely makes it uncomfortable to hold, but it is what it is. ES is really close to those equal highs. The alert's about to get hit. ES is like 2 points, not even 2 points away. It's putting equal. Okay. There's the alert on ES. See if NQ can also stab through. ES is stabbing. NQ, no stabbing. I'm going to take the partial there, I think. I'm going to give it a second as I'm watching the S&P chart. S&P closed up, so I'm going to be a little patient. I'm watching I'm watching ES, not NQ right now. I might just take the partial there. I'm going to take the partial there. Okay, I clicked it and nothing happened. Are you serious? Okay. I'm gonna take the partial there, and I'm gonna leave the rest of Asia, and we'll leave it at that. I meant to take it more up here, but it's fine. Well, the micro has a crazy wick. Do you guys see that wick on the micro? That's crazy. I guess Trump said something. Maybe this, let me open up the Trump speech here. See what's going on. Trump speech. I gotta make sure I mute this stream. Just turn on captions. Trump's not even speaking right now. I mean, I don't see him on. They're just like prepping. Let me make sure this says one. Looks like it's definitely shifted bearish after ES took out those highs. That 30-minute bearish fair value gap on ES. Could it still go higher? Yeah, but I think we probably get out here. We're at break even because of the partial that we took. Even though the fill wasn't the best, it's still technically going to be a break even trade. So it's good management. There is a small bullish fair value gap here, but I'm not really sure if that's going to hold. But we'll see. We'll see. No biggie. Yeah, I mean, the trade of 8 lagged there, to be honest. Like, I was trying to get my partial at 744. I got it at 738, 6 points down. I don't know if that happens to you guys too, but like, I literally clicked sell and it didn't go through. And I didn't want to click it twice in case it sold an extra position. So, like, yeah, I don't know, it's stupid. I know Trade of 8 does that sometimes. If we form a protraction model here, so if we get this inversion, we can bring our stop to 722. But until then, I really shouldn't be touching the stop, especially on a day like this. So we'll see if we get the inversion here. We got a short-term discount in our retracement. OTE. If we inverse, I bring the stop to 722. So we'll see if we get the inversion. In fact, I think I marked that incorrectly. The volume imbalance in there. Gotta make sure you include that. Put a middle line in there just for fun. Oh. I guess we can just bring the stop here to 2-3. The bottom of that short-term low. Because if it fails to inverse this, it's probably gonna come down. If it does inverse, we should get, at least London high. Maybe we'll just drop the TP down a little bit because it's just a little sloppy. Org high is same as London high. It looks like it's kind of failing in here, but we'll see. We got to 50%. It's a good sign. We're still inside. Good sign. Trading to the high of it. It's also a good sign. Stop should be at 723. Cover the low of that order block. If we close above, see if we can get midnight open there. Because I didn't take the partial on alpha futures just yet. Nice. Hey, this account, I got wicked out on this account. Oh man, what the heck? Wait, how did that happen? Well, I guess I only hit TP on 2. I mean, I won't complain. Anyways, let's focus on the trade here. We're still in this trade. I'm thinking about reducing my risk, 731, the low of that inversion. This is where I wanted my first partial. 731 covers the low of the inversion there. Also covers 50% of the order block. So it's a good stop. See if we can get London highs, which is overlapped with opening range gap high. This is London high right here. And if we can just get a nice clean candle all the way there, call it, 764, make it an easy fill. That would be nice. In fact, I think we can bring the stop to 735. Just to secure something. Obviously, we got the inversion. There's midnight open. That's where I close the trade on alpha futures. For those of you who are curious, but this is an Apex account and I am leaving the rest running. Alpha futures is a consistency rule, and I'm just looking for around 2R. That's why I didn't take the first partial. So managing the account a little bit differently. This is an Apex eval. Obviously, I'm going to go for more of a win. Also, I am convinced in Asia highs. Not convinced in my stop, but I am convinced of Asia and London highs. So we'll see. We have a bullish fair value gap here. I might even add a contract if we get the order block. and then bring the stop here, and then leave a runner to Asia. If we get this order block, I'll add a stop. I'll add a position. It's a nice clean order block, and I'll add. No dilly-dally, just close above. ES, also come back above. YM, don't even worry about you, bro. Do what you gotta do. YM has been dumping the whole day. No OB yet. And even if we get stopped out here, it's still 1R, I believe. Obviously, subtract that like terrible fill we got here. If we can close above 754 and say we don't get to 759, so if we can, close somewhere in here, I'll add a contract, still take a partial, and leave that last contract for Asia highs. It's got to come back above though, otherwise there's no way. I'm thinking about moving the stop back down because we're going to get an SMT here. If we're going to get an SMT like this, so to me, I should probably just bring my stop down to break even. Give room for the SMT to form. And then worst case, we're up just a little bit. Still might be around 1R because the partial here. We got bad fill on the partial, but if we get this OB, I will also add a contract once we get the SMT, which we will. I believe we just got it. So did that? Yeah, that's a 1 tick, and we got there below 1 tick. Did we? I can't even tell, bro. Can't even tell. I'll add a contract if we close up here, though. All right, I'm gonna add one there. Make sure the stop loss that's 2. And we'll bring the stop to 735. So if we get stopped, I believe we'll probably be break even on the day. And that's okay. Yeah, something like that. I think that's a good trade setup we got going on. So risking some of my profits. On my alpha futures, we already closed. I full close at midnight open on alpha futures. I know some people copy trading. Probably not happy to hear that. But I don't care. Because I'm up. I'm up pretty good. So. Whoa. Big candle. I think we take one there and then leave the rest. What just happened? The reason I'm partialing there is because I'm cautious that it's gonna just dump right again. I don't know what that candle was. I don't know Trump. I don't see Trump, but I'm genuinely. Why did my fill get moved up on a partial? Why did my fill get moved up on a partial? Does anyone know? What the hell? Wait. Am I tripping? I think just the numbers were a little bit. Wait, does it always move after a partial? Apex does that? Am I just tripping right now? Oh, the first position is fully out. The first position is fully out. That's why. So this is just technically where I got in on the last position. If this fills at 750, I get it. All right, it makes sense. That fills at 750. Sure. I mean, I don't like that. I don't like that, but it is what it is. It doesn't average. It closes the first entry. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Anyway, stops at the low of the order block now. 74175. We'll see if we can get the Asian high here. I don't want to mess with fire too much, but it would be nice. Like, obviously, this wasn't the clean. I mean, this is pretty clean management, if I'm going to be honest. The fill here was sloppy, but this ad, obviously good. I mean, assuming this can continue. I might just bring this to break even because I don't want to risk profits if it can just go to Asia high right now. That would be great. If not, well, we still made a little bit extra with that ad. So we can just get the Asian high. You know what? I won't even get greedy. I'll put it a tick below. Make it simple for me. Either way, we still closed. We still got one position off here, one position above midnight, and I can't complain about that. Is it really gonna fall short, man? Yeah, it probably is gonna fall short. We're up 3 points. We're up 4 points, 5 points, 6 points. Wait, 4 points, 5 points. It's very typical. Like, it's gonna get there eventually. My stop's obviously not safe. But like, bro, this thing's pissing me off. I can't see this. We're up 6 points. That's 120. Not that the money matters, but and there's also a bullish fair value gap here, so it's not like the stop is completely random. I did see this bullish fair value gap, but it's probably gonna come stop us out here. This is gonna start trading lower unless we just start really going higher quickly. I might terminate manually. The reason I say that is because I mean, my stop's literally the bullish fair value gap. It did trade into it by one tick. I guess we just put the stop there at this candle's low, 753. Secure an extra 3 points. Hopefully we get Asian high here. I mean, it's already 5 points away. Just get another order block here. If this could just continue, it would be pretty clean executions on a no news Monday. Yeah, 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 yeah. Just give it to me, man. Just give it to me. I don't like that we have an SMT there. I might just close. I'm gonna close it, guys. I'm gonna be honest. There's an SMT there. I'm not even gonna risk it for 6 points. There's an SMT. It's no news Monday. Maybe on another day, I would hold it, but my stop isn't even the most safe. We could look for another protraction model. I don't even mind getting in again, to be honest. But I'll end the recording on that video. Pretty good trade. I mean, sloppy in delivery, but not really, actually. I mean, pretty textbook delivery, I would say. Um, Trade into the bullish fair value gap, got the inversion. Traded once again into the bullish fair value gap. This time we disrespected it. No, we actually respected it the whole time. And then we got the order block and another bullish fair value gap. We respected it so far, at least. So pretty clean delivery, if you ask me. You just, like I said, the game plan was to follow the order flow towards the obvious draw. Asia high is the draw, although we haven't gotten there. And that's what I said at the beginning of the stream. We don't have to be right to make money. We do not have to be right to make money. And we probably are not right about Asia high happening in one swoop, but we still made money. So that's why you try to eliminate being right. The old me would trade to be right, and I would take a position, and I would put my stop, and I would put my TP, and I would just hope and wait. That's not a good thing to do. It's not a good thing to do because you don't need to be right. So let's see what people are saying. Does it happen more often that Trump is set to speak at a certain time yet doesn't? He's late, is what it is, and yeah, he is late multiple times before. Been late multiple times before. So are we in short or long? First of all, who's we? I already took arguably 2 longs, but in my opinion, this is 1. Past the Viva, that's it. Nice, bro. Yep, I don't like that Apex does that movement, but I guess it makes sense because I got the first position completely off. But wouldn't it just average down? That sucks. FEG plus SMT going bullish. Do you mean am I gonna re-enter position long? If you could, I really don't see myself taking one here. Maybe 1050 macro, but not from here premium. It's tough. The only reason I added one there is because I thought it was gonna give me an average fill, which means I wouldn't be risking anymore. If you shorted YM today, you're a demon. I'm gonna be honest. I think it can go higher. It's just I'm not gonna take a premium entry on a no news Monday. Remember, I told you guys the game plan from the beginning: discount longs or premium shorts. And I specifically said once the order flow is obvious, this is obviously bullish order flow. Like at this point in time when I entered, it's pretty obviously bullish. London high and Asia high target. We haven't gotten Asia. We did get London. Bro, for building a 50k buffer, would you do to recommend 200 per trade and build it slowly? Yep, do exactly that. I do less than 200. I do 150 now. I do 150. What'd you enter off of? The first entry was off the inversion or the order block. This was the first entry. The order block right here. And the second, and there's an SMT here if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. So this qualifies as a sweep because of the SMT. So we swept this, got the order block. I'm in there. First partial. Came back down. Bullish fair value gap. Inversion. That's my next. Wait, where's my next entry? Oh, I was still in the position. We just what's it called? We just partialed. It came back down. You could have added here. I probably should. Why didn't I add at 10, 10? I should have added at 10, 10 if I was going to add. I mean, that would have been a way better entry. I mean, we pretty much got a similar fill. We got 7,350. I mean, it's up here. I mean, oh yeah, we pretty much did add around the same. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Oh, wait, why is Alpha? Why is Apex doing that? I didn't. I bought here at 750, but this is a down close candle. So did I really buy it right here and it went straight down and then up? Oh, I guess that's what happened. Anyways, oh, because we got this OB. Yeah. I remember. I bought this candle's open up here. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so my next entry was off this order block. But then obviously we took out that low. So this order block got invalidated, but the inversion's still there. So I'll just mark the inversion. And then yeah, TB was London high, which is right about here, and then Asia high. Can you explain this to me more? I was messing with put 30 bucks or something. Risking 200 to I risk 150 to build a buffer when I have a 50k account. That's what I do. Yeah. Asia high, they're gonna hit eventually. But like I said, it's not about being right about Asia high or not. It's about taking a high enough probability trade where you can, you know, at least manage your risk. No, I wouldn't short London highs if Asia highs right there. Also, I'm gonna be honest, it's looking like it's getting really sloppy. 10:30 right now, 10:50. Yep, I'm gonna look for 1 hour ATM. 10:50 macro is your next key time. Yeah, I don't mind looking for another entry, but it's gonna have to come down first. It's gonna have to come down. As long as I have a draw, I don't mind going in and out multiple times throughout the day. In fact, that's actually how I prefer to trade. I don't do it on live stream often because I get a lot of hate for it, and it's hard to like, trade exactly how I want to. But that's how I like to trade. I prefer to be in and out multiple times throughout the day, as long as my draw is there, because that's how the market moves. To me, if I'm expecting something like this, and then every now and then we get like, you feel like you have to kind of be in and out. But I don't know, it's just me. What app do you think is best to look at the chart? Look at TradingView or get like an alpha account and use alpha ticks. Is it smart to trade when Trump's speaking? It's not necessarily a bad thing. That's funny. Sell order from London high? I wouldn't, but if you're bearish and you don't think Asia high will be taken, sure, why not? Last week before yet another rebuild in the eval, kind of stressed. It's okay. Which one are you using right now? I'm using both actually, but I'm using TradingView. I'll tell you one thing for sure. These indices are out of sync completely. So pulled me out at 1K drawdown. Nice. Yeah, Asia high could definitely move lower. The retracements were nasty. They were nasty. The only reason I was able to hold through that retracement is because I partialed here. And then adding here just to cover London, I think was not a bad move. I can look. This was nasty. I mean, no one was Monday CPI tomorrow. I can't look at Nasdaq E-minis because 10-minute delay on TradingView. No idea why. Because you don't have real-time data, brother. Yo, shout out Charmaine. I'm gonna assume that's the real Charmaine. I don't think that was his original profile picture, but shout out Charmaine, bro. What's your entry model? I have a couple of entry models. Entry model doesn't really matter. I mean, there's like 5 different ways to get into the exact same trade that I took. I entered off the order block at 9:53 inside the macro. You could have entered off the inversion here. You could have entered off the SMT. You could have entered off really anything. It just depends. I took the order block. I wanted to see this candle that was really big and large get invalidated. When you see a really nice big candle like this and we're able to come back above the open, it's a pretty solid order block. Any trades so far? We took one trade. I didn't add a small position, but we added again here. After building the buffer, how much would I risk on unfunded? Depends on your risk tolerance and what type of payout you're going for. You want small, consistent payouts, or do you want to go for a large payout? Gaddy, you tuning in? Of course, bro. UFC 319 is going to be amazing. What stream is this out of 100? This is stream 24. Can you check my DMs? Today was a good example. Sure, bro. Are you going to send me a Gallo? I feel like you are. OTE, London, Range, or Asia, and London Range, just use that price level. OTE of London Range or Asian and London, and just, bro, I'm gonna be honest, your grammar is not really good on what you send me. Taking OTE of London Range or Asia and London Range and just use that as a price level. I'm not really sure what you're trying to say here. How long have you been trading for? It's been about only 2 years for me. Got a long way to go. Yeah, UFC 319 is gonna be amazing. I could even maybe stream it in Discord, but I might watch it with my girl. You think all the bearish SMTs will fail? Personally, I think Asia High is still the draw, so yes. I wouldn't risk money on them holding. So what I think is irrelevant. What I'm willing to risk is something else. I would risk money on the fact that they are not going to hold, and we could actually get potentially another setup towards Asian High. But I'm going to be honest, there's not really any clean imbalances that we could be retracing to. That ES chart is nasty. Yeah, that ES chart's nasty, bro. I'm going to be honest. That's a nasty ES chart. I mean, if you went long, you had to enter on NQ today. Let's be honest. That OTE entry looked good. Hindsight with that drop on the micros got very hard to enter. Yeah, I actually had my stop still here, so I didn't get wicked out. So it'd be like a bottom tick for longs, but you are right. Oh, I mean, if you were on the micros, yeah, I don't even know what the micro looked like. Probably not that clean. I mean, I did get wicked out on one of my accounts, so it would be like a bottom tick for long taking. Oh, like buying OTE in London and New York? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's like classic buy stuff, right? That's classic buy day stuff. If London sets the low of day, ideally you want to see New York trade back into London's range. Not take the higher low, because typically that's when the higher low is set. And then yeah, rebound to click of a wick, larger wick on micros. Yeah, the micro chart was nasty. But I mean, not a bad, and what's it called? Not a bad Monday. No news. Tomorrow CPI. So tomorrow we follow CPI protocol. I want to be as consistent and use the account for as long as possible. And so, how much risk would I prefer? What's the account? What prop firm? And again, you have to ask yourself, what's the goal? You need to set a goal, in my opinion, for the prop firm account you have, because if your goal is to make a $10,000 payout in one go, you can't trade it the same way as maybe your goal is just to get one payout. For me, my goal is the easiest route to get a payout on the current account that I'm trading. I mean, that's normally my goal, but right now I am going for a large alpha futures payout. But that's because I have 3 different account sizes and I can't copy trade. And literally, again, fell victim to that today. So we need to get rid of these accounts. The best way to get rid of an account is up your risk, go for a large payout, and then either blow it or... Why did CME just jump? Cool. Yeah, I'm trading every day this week. Take care, bro. Have a good one. Take care, brother. Why do you need to get rid of the account? The reason I need to get rid of my Alpha Futures accounts is because when you have 3 accounts with Alpha Futures, you're not allowed to buy any more evals. So I have 3 different funded accounts, and I've had them for around I want like 2 or 3 months, and I haven't been able to copy trade. I've been executing individually, and I don't like it. So I need to I need to go for a large pay. I don't need to. I could just blow the account. In fact, I actually did try to, but then I accidentally won the trade. So that didn't even work. So I said I'm just gonna go for a big payout on Alpha Futures. And if I blow the account, it is what it is. I mean, I've gotten payouts on all those accounts, so it's no biggie. Normally when I trade, my goal is just to get one, whatever the easiest route to get one payout is. That's my goal. That's my goal. So whatever that is. Someone asked me about a 50K Apex. What I would do is risk around 150 to 250 per trade. If it was me, I would risk 150, but it's up to you how much you want to risk. And I would keep going. Don't even look at the money. Just close it. Turn off the balance. You don't even need to know that. Trade it for like a month. Trade it for 1 month and then look at the end of the month, say where am I at in comparison to the buffer. Because you don't want to be chasing the money there. That's a perfect tap in the OTE, bro. Crazy. Nasty retracements. Can you copy trade with different prop firms altogether? Yes. Ideally, you have the same account size, but I don't think I would do that. For me personally, I have Apex and Alpha Futures and Top Step, but I haven't really been trading Top Step. And I trade them separately in groups. I guess you can say. I guess you can say that in groups. Thoughts on ES long at Asia low? Um, you mean you took a long in London? Or are you talking about London low? Asia low's all the way over here. I can check gold, yeah. We check gold futures. I mean, it's coming for that low. That order flow is really bearish. I don't know if you're gonna find a high probability setup before 4 hour. We kind of left it open. Yeah, I mean, the gold looks really bearish. It's probably gonna continue lower if that's what you're asking me. If I bought a trade option for 815, when does it open and not pending? I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not the best options trader. But if you bought a trade option for 815, meaning that's the contract expiration, August 15th, so it expires on Friday, would you consider going short because of how? No, I wouldn't. Are you done trading for the day? No. Would you say that you're profitable yet? I feel like I've been profitable this whole time, so it's hard for me to tell you when I started becoming profitable. I don't know. I don't know the answer. It also depends on your definition. I've always made more money than I put in. I could obviously be a better trader though. You think we hit Asia high? Yeah, I do. Doesn't have to be this specific run, but if I were to put money risk, why would I not consider? Because I think Asia high is the draw. Why did you close the trade early or not early? Why did I not leave my TP at Asia high? Because I was expecting it to be sloppy, or I was preparing myself for it to be sloppy. It's been sloppy the entire day. You trade NQ or ES? NQ. What's your thought on the SMT? I think it's really nice and pretty. Bro, why don't you scale? What do you mean by scale? So when you execute a trade, you hit buy twice on multiple screens? I do multiple screens. I have only two screens, one for Alpha Futures, and then what you see here is Apex. You can copy trade accounts on different platforms. You definitely can. You would need a third-party trade copier, for example, like TradeSyncer. And you can copy trade. However, I have different account sizes. Mean copy trading with 5 accounts? Yeah, you can do that. Oh, you mean get max with different firms? Things get a little bit complicated then. I'm happy with the two firms I have now. Realistically, Alpha Futures is enough. I want to get 150K alphas or 100K alphas. I just can't do that right now because I've been funded with them for like 3 months with the same accounts and I can't blow them. GTA 6 overhyped? I don't know. I've never played GTA before. This is the 1 minute chart. Yeah. You can see the countdown close right here. You can see right here, it tells you the interval. Have you ever thought about coding your strategy in models? No, because I don't trade, I don't take my setup every time it forms. And there's too much pattern recognition to go on to be able to code. For example, like why I wouldn't take this CISD. It's hard to code that. Obviously, this one played out, but it's too difficult. Never playing GTA before is crazy. You think the GTA will affect the markets? I don't know. Maybe some some stocks that would be implemented by that. I don't know. Get any YouTube suggestions to learn? I think my YouTube channel is a good place to start, but I would highly recommend ICT 2022 mentorship. Brother has never played GTA. You're missing out. I'm gonna be honest. I've never really been one to play like a game that's not competitive. Advise me, please. CFD props or futures? Never traded futures. I think you should trade futures. Which pair? This is Nasdaq. Yeah, it's. I don't think you can strike. Are you looking for shorts? No, I'm looking for a high probability long, but we haven't put in a single fair value gap since I told you guys wait for 1050 macro. So it's nasty. You trade Asia and London? No, just New York AM and then usually 30 minutes into PM. Just did 500, but copy trades are off. Yeah, it's okay. It happens. I've never been one to play like single player story mode games. I prefer like competitive games. I don't know. How's my back? Let me check. I think my back pain is better. Yo, look at CMG go, man. Did the news get released or something? Damn. Nothing. Amazon down. AMD, bro. You play Valorant? I used to be Immortal 3 with like 350 RR. So I was actually like 4 games away from Radiant. Any trades? Yep, you can see the executions. I mean, most people would play GTA for the multiplayer side. To be honest, I also don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. You can like interact with other people, but then like, what would be the point? What's the advantage of trading with prop firm instead of your own capital? You don't have to risk as much. It's harder, but you can make a larger return on your investment initially. No, I don't play anymore. What was your main? Immortal 3 motherfucker good at everything? What was my main? Honestly, bro, I'm gonna tell you guys how I got Immortal 3 for those of you who know. I'm gonna tell you. I used to IGL. Really fucking good. And people knew me for it. Like I would join a game. I'm not joking. This would happen like at least once a session. At least once a session. I would join a game and people would be like, fuck, it's Gatie. Because by the way, I used to play like 10 hours a day. So it's not like everyone knew me. I used to have like 3,000. I had too many hours on that game. That's why I quit. I had too many hours. I knew myself. I couldn't play for fun. I had to play to be like the best, and that's just too much time. Well, people knew me, and they used to literally fear my IGL because in ranked, I don't know if you guys know. Usually, people just do whatever they want, and when they give comms, they're like useless comms. They're like B, or like let's group up. Let's say like no. I was literally saying like Omen smoke here, Sky Flash here, this that, and we would win rounds. And even if I had a shit game, we would still win. We would still win. And that's what got me to Immortal 3. Obviously, I had really good aim and mechanics too. Immortal was a pathetic rank. People's egos were way too big. Yeah, you're right. But I'm gonna be honest, Bio. The difference between Immortal 1 and Immortal 3 was really freaking big. Like really big. Like people who are Immortal 1, I know it sounds stupid, maybe, but in my opinion, like 99% of the people who hit Immortal 1 and were in that rank, their egos were so large, but I promise you, compared to it, like they would get destroyed. They would get absolutely destroyed because it's all aim. You can get to Immortal with just aim. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I played with a lot of Radiants. I've played with. Were you playing since beta? I started season 3, I think. Act 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 1, season 3. No, no, I never used to try. I should take the game serious, bro. I would never. ES just took out London Lows. That's a crazy SMT. But this could potentially give the continuation. Say we close above 1046. That's a tough one, though. I knew about Trump, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Me personally, I always liked competitive games. I did try Rainbow Six Siege, but I didn't. I quit Rainbow because two reasons. I didn't like how slow the character moved. I don't like the drones, and I also didn't like how many games I had to play to start playing ranked. So I gave up. Siege is. I like the. I'll tell you what. I feel like Rainbow Six Siege would be a really good game, but only in high ranks. I can't be at like I said for me, like for me to enjoy a game, it has to be super competitive. That's like the only game I like. You know, I didn't like playing Valorant in Immortal One. To me, it was so boring. It was like just a shootout. But when you play in like Immortal 3 Radiant, it's way more fun. I actually used to compete in Valorant tournaments. So I played CS. I played CS. CS is fun. Siege is goaded, but I feel like I would not. I don't like the low ranked. Are you Immortal? I don't play anymore, but I used to. Used to be like Immortal 3, 370 RR. I wonder if what's that thing called? What's that thing? I don't even remember what my name was. But yo, you guys can see me. Look, you see this? You guys see this? This is me. This is me competing in VCT against Team Mystic. We lost, but I did good. Went 23-7. That's not bad compared to my, no offense, teammates. Not that bad. We also have to play against this guy, and I'm pretty sure this guy is like pro now. I mean, this is a really good team. Oh, I think they quit. Anyway, what's that thing called? Oh, Valorant tracker. I don't know if I'll find, but mm, you guys want to know something crazy too? You go, guys. Look at this. Look at this. You know when I don't know if anyone knows this. You know when Gecko came out? I was the first ever person. This is so funny. I made a series on YouTube where I went from Iron 1, 0 LP or 0 RR to Immortal 1. And I did it in 75 games, only solo queue, only playing Gecko. That's pretty crazy. Like you could visually see like how I don't want to be a hater, but how easy it was as someone who was like playing in high Immortal 3 to get to Immortal 1. Like Immortal 1 is nothing. Like it's a very obvious difference, for me. This could be a long. This would meet criteria. If I didn't take a winning trade today, I'd probably look to buy in this inversion. Because ES took London lows. We swept out the 10 a.m. low. And we got an inversion. And we still have Asia high. So you could buy. This is a BPR right here too. It's probably going to give a fast reaction. If it's bullish, it would give a fast reaction in here. If it's bearish, then it's going to fail, obviously. I guess we can open up, let's open up an eval here. And if this, let's say this starts trading above the inversion, we'll enter buy. $30 times 2, 600, 1200, 3 million. Alright, this is another eval. I'll give it a try. I'll call the position if it inverses the inversion. If it inverses the inversion, that's funny. 1050 macro. And that's one of the big factors of this trade. So this is on an eval, guys. I didn't take this on any of my fundeds. This is on an eval, but I think it's worth the risk on an eval, especially because it's a pretty good risk reward setup, and you catch a good amount of points. Um, what other games have you played? I've tried all the competitive ones. That's the one I put most of my time into. Rating is the big diff. Um, yeah, it depends who. Depends who. Oh. So yeah, if we inverse stop loss is if we inverse this. I guess we can put it here just in case something crazy happens, but realistically, it shouldn't even come down to 7.6. But if we close below here, been playing WoW now. Been perfect into play WoW trading. League peak rank. Let's not talk about league, man. This is an eval. This is one eval. Bro, league peak rank, I don't even know if I ever hit gold, bro. And I played a lot, too. Prime Fortnite. I did play Prime Fortnite, but on a PS4. So it was not that fun. Wow. I hear a lot of people play WoW. I hear a lot of people play WoW. So, if we can close above here, we can trail the stop because we swept this low. So if this candle was to close above 742, we can bring the stop to 734. Wow, that was really fun. It's not like it's like kind of passive, right? If I'm not mistaken. It's an MMO. I don't really know what that means. To be honest, it's like people walking around, which means like characters walking around. Looks like this setup will probably fail. Anyway, this is an eval. Like I didn't risk anything on my funded. It's not invalidated because right the fair value gap's like this, so but it's not looking good. I'll tell you that much. Why trade now? This is an eval. Did you trade the funded? Yeah, funded was on the first trade. I mean, if I took like a really nice win on a no news Monday, like normally I wouldn't mind re-entering, but it's a no news. It was a no news Monday, and we already took a win, so I did not want to risk any of the profits. If it was a really like if it was a CPI day or a day that's like today was sloppy all day, so I don't want to risk real. Obviously, it's not real money; it's just my funded. But I don't want to risk profits that I could eventually withdraw on a day like this. So this is an eval trade, and I made that very clear before I entered the trade. I even signed into the eval right before, and this isn't a bad trade. It's not like I'm not taking a bad trade just because it's an eval. I'm just saying, is it worth the risk? No, it's not worth the risk on a funded for me, but it's not a bad trade. And if I didn't trade on the funded already, then I probably would take this trade. So it's not like I'm not using the fact that this is an eval and if I lose the trade, oh, it was an eval, whatever. No, this is still my model. 1050 macro, we took out the 10 a.m. low, we were trading, we got the inversion. Asia high is the draw. The only thing about this trade is it's not as good as the one I took previous because we had London highs. Why am I saying eval? So I hope no one thinks I'm using the fact that this is an eval to justify the setup that I'm taking. This is a good setup. I would take it every time, win or lose. I'm just saying I'm not risking my what I made today because that's why. Just quit for the day. I mean I won't quit them. I'll trade 1 hour in my funded in the PM session. That's a different story. But yeah. What's the difference between eval and funded? Funded, you can try to withdraw your profits from. Eval, you have to get to the funded stage. That's pretty much the difference. Can you explain the PM strategy? I cannot. But my YouTube video that's 15 minutes long that goes into detail can. So if you want to watch that, you can. Because alpha futures have an activation fee. Depends which account you get. If you get their cheapest option, which is like 80 bucks with a code, then there's no activation. You can pay $80 for a 50K or like 150 for a 100K with no activation fee. If that's what you want to go for. You can also go for one with an activation fee. The rules are different, right? The cheapest, most beginner-friendly account is the no activation one. And then you have the standard and then the advanced. Although I'm gonna be honest, if you get the advanced, I feel like you're just different. Did your code expire in July? No, code does not expire. My code will always give you the best discount. It's just currently the only discount they're running is 10%. Man, I need to buy a new eval. What prop would you recommend? I want a half cheap one. I would get a zero account with Alpha Futures. What do I think about Alpha Capital Group? I think they're a really good Forex prop firm. We may have just been whipped out there. Wait, how did I get stopped? My stop should have been at 726. What was my stop at? What? What are you talking about, man? It didn't even hit the price level. My stop was right here. If this goes up, that'd be quite upsetting. How's my fill at 7265? Okay, never mind. We good. Wait. We good. Never mind. Yeah, if the fact that this failed probably tells me that it's likely to go to, I mean, it's sloppy, but we're probably going to get a full sell side of the curve here. Or we get really choppy. I wouldn't risk any money on that fact though. 40% funding ticks. I don't know anything about funding ticks, so you can't ask me. How do you calculate risk with those limit orders on NQ? I do it in my mind. Is there any way to hold next day on Top Step? I'm not sure. You're goddamn right. I don't know what that means, bro. What I'm right about, but thank you. You're so humble. Immortal is not a flex, bro. Unfortunately, that's why I quit. I thought it was the most important thing, but I wasted too much time on that game. Man, I need to buy a new eval. But yeah, I would recommend a zero eval with alpha. I want to see previous day low, but I don't know if I'll have it today. I did have that level in my weekly outlook because of the daily BISI, but I did think we were going to take all-time highs first. When was the last time you played on the game? Valorant? Long time ago. Maybe a year ago. Maybe more. I was in some longs early, was up 30 points. How many accounts you blow every month? Usually like max one. I'm very cautious with my evals. I don't waste money. I'm trying to stay net profit every month, right? Get in a short position, 23752. Is it true that alpha only loses 70% of your profit the rest you put towards your live account? No, that's not true. I don't know who told you that. That's not how it works. If you have a zero eval, if you have a zero funded, 50% of the profits you can withdraw. The other 50% stays in your trading account. And you can continue using that as a buffer. Why are we trading today if it's a no news Monday? I didn't know you set the rules, bro. But today was good. Let me go back and show the other executions. And then we took this on alpha as well. CPI tomorrow, PA sometimes decent. I'm not sure, Yoshi, to be honest. I'm not really sure. What I am sure of is I'm going to go to the hot tub today. And that'll be nice for my back. Do you trade CPI? I'll be trading every day this week. Yep, I love trading CPI and PPI, actually. Those are my favorite days. Sometimes I'll do half risk, but because like the risk reward of the setup's really good. But I always trade CPI. I like those days. Someone said, did you get stopped out? Not on my fundeds. We did lose an eval trade right there. That's probably what you saw. These are the execution on the fundeds. Are you teaching? I just stream live trading my model, and I answer questions if people want to ask them. What makes you decide what days to trade? Experience based on what ICT teaches. But it's the economic calendar. If you're asking how do I know, it's because I listened to what ICT said and I backtested and he was right. If you wanna mean what do I use, just the economic calendar. Also, sometimes in price action, like there are days where I'm bullish and we're trading at high of day. Like if I'm bullish and the day looks like this, and it's like already taken out like daily or weekly objectives, I'm not gonna trade that day. Maybe on an eval, but tips on removing the emotional part of losing. You need to figure out you need to get to the root problem. That's my advice for anything to do with psychology. You have to get to the root problem. What is it about losing? Is it because you're scared that you're not going to be able to recover? Is it because you want to get a payout right now, tomorrow, and you think losing is going to stop you? Is it because you don't expect to lose? Is it because you're risking too much and the losses hurt? You got to figure out the root problem of your emotional or psychology issues. When using protraction model, which IFG is the most significant for you? The first one out of the level that I'm expecting to hold. For example, if we put in a low here, I mean, this one's not the best. But like, see this bullish fair value gap? If I'm bullish and we respect this fair value gap, which inversion? I mean, this one. You could have used the 15-second one here, and it would have worked too. It doesn't matter on the time frame of the inversion. What matters is we're respecting discount and disrespecting premium. And then you can execute the protraction. I'm doing a one trade day challenge, lost 378 today, but that's okay. Yeah, that's fine, bro. Did you mean to risk that much? I'm not saying that's a lot, but I'm saying, did you lose what you were supposed to lose? You think learning order flow is worth it? Depending on what you mean by order flow. It's also depends if you have a model or not. I think learning is not a bad thing, but for me, it wouldn't really do much. I mean, I'm not. I don't think I'll ever. I'm not gonna say I'll never change my model, but I'll probably just add to it. I wouldn't just change something else. I think one trade a day is a really good thing for most people to do. I wish I did it when I first started. But I was always pretty disciplined, to be honest. Would you recommend T trades over I? No. No, no, no. I think T trades is a good place to start. I did watch some of his videos, and he does explain things well. But it's not a replacement. Not a replacement. You can't see the E. Sorry. I will fix that. War is on. Am I in the war? I have no heroes, bro. Not a single one. But I'll be honest. What playlist do you recommend for ICT? Depends what kind of trader you want to be. Do you trade Forex? Do you trade futures? Bobby said don't lose. That would fix the problem, yeah. You trade futures and do you trade morning session? I'd recommend 2022 mentorship. I think that's his best work, personally. His ICT Forex series was really good too. Even though it's Forex, it's still implementable. But his 2022 mentorship is kind of unbeatable, in my opinion. It's basically the premise of every single content creator's model. What trades you took? I have them annotated here. This one I took off the order block, but it doesn't really matter. OB from the short-term low, close above. I'm in that, targeting London high. Asia high was the best case scenario for me. We never met it. I think it'll get reached eventually though. What's better in your opinion, ICT or smart money? I remember when I asked that question. Brother, ICT teaches smart money concepts. It's the same thing. ICT concepts are smart money concepts. Exact same thing. There's no difference. Anyone who tells you otherwise is making it up. Why not buy? Well, it's 11:07. Order flow is bearish, and I've already taken 2 wins, I guess you can say. ICT is basically SMC. No, it's not basically SMC. It is SMC. ICT is the founder of Smart Money Concepts. I'm not saying he's the smart money guy. He's the one who said everything from the beginning. I'm saying the term smart money concepts were brought to Life from ICT. Why don't you take this protraction short? I've already taken a win, and I don't want to risk my profits on a no news Monday. That's the reason I'm not entering again on a funded. And I probably would still look for longs. I wouldn't look for shorts personally. Yeah, it's not basically. It's 100% the absolute same thing. I don't know where the only people who think SMC is different are the people who didn't actually watch ICT. They watched someone else teach ICT, and they thought it was different. Longs when speech finishes, can't trust them. For real. There's a bearish SMT. There's been a lot of bearish SMTs today, and they all got invalidated. Could you explain why you took that long? Yeah, very simple. Order flow was clearly bullish. My game plan going into the day was to wait for very clear order flow and then long towards one of my objectives. London high is right here. This black line is, just pretend it says London high. That was one of my objectives. If we had bearish order flow, I would short to London lows. But we had bullish order flow and have a drop. I was expecting a range day today. The first thing I said, look, let me show you guys. And then we'll head out. This is my outlook for today. Okay? Range day bias. I want to long discount and short premium. Higher probability targets are London low and Asia high, London and Asia high and low. I prefer longs, but I wouldn't mind shorting to London low. Key today is to be patient for when it is really clear what the draw is. At this point in time, when we formed this order block, to me, it was really clear that we were going to make an attempt to get to Asia high, and that's it. That's a low R trade though, 1-2-1. All right. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the trade was more than 1-1. The trade idea was like this, and we ended up securing around 1.75. We also added a position here, so we made more money. So that's why the original P&L was more. Yeah, we made 2R on this trade because we risked 2 minis, right? So 2 minis, 40-point stop. So, but even if it was 1-1, so I don't mind taking 1-1s. If there's a really high win percentage with my 1-1. For example, my 1R ATM model, I took it in July. It's 1R only. Every single time, I don't even look for TP. I just close it at 1R. I didn't lose a single trade in July with that model, and it pretty much got me 3 payouts. So yeah, it's 1-1, but I mean, if you're gonna hit 1-1 with a high win rate, it's worth it, you know. And if you really wanted to, you could do something like take off 90% at 1-1 and leave a runner, and that way maybe you can juice out, more profits over the long run. I don't stream it, no. The only reason I'm not streaming it is because I'm on an insane win streak with that model, and I don't want to fuck that up, So I'll always give you guys the direction. Every single time I execute the 1R ATM model, I've told you guys in the Discord the direction I was going to trade it in. Every single time. 1R ATM model short if it forms. It formed and we executed. I said short. Sorry, I said bullish. And then I said flipping my bias, looking for shorts. The model formed and we executed. One R ATM model short if it forms. The first one. Took it. One R ATM model short if it forms. First one. So if you want to learn it, it's on you. I mean, you guys don't have to learn it. I'm just telling you guys that I trade what I say I trade. If you know the knowledge and experience, why are you always wrong? Whereas there's bullish order flow to see intraday chart. First of all, bro, don't spam my YouTube chat. Second of all, trading is not about being right or wrong. If you can't accept that, then I'm sorry, but you're just not a good trader. Third of all, our bias is pretty much right like 90% of the time. So I'm not really sure what you mean. And fifth of all, we took longs today and we hit TP twice. So I don't know how you're going to say it was not bullish when the majority of the move in the morning session was higher. So I feel like maybe you're on the wrong chart. Maybe your English is not that good or you're not listening. But your argument makes absolutely no sense in every single aspect. What happens on 100 day you quit YouTube lives? I think we're going to move to private streams. But honestly, it's not even confirmed yet. I don't know. Bro, some TikTok accounts have more followers than me. The fake ones. It's crazy. Where is the SMT? I mean, there's a crazy SMT like this, if that's what you want to talk about. If you're good at trading, why don't you have a 100% win rate? I never claimed to be good at trading, but that's funny. I know you're joking. I'm good at long here. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. Like I said, for me, it's Asia highs. I wouldn't short. No, that guy's. I don't think he's rage baiting. I think he's just making a joke. Because I think I know Noah. He's in here pretty often. I'm in, King. Good luck, bro. Oh, you're in long? Good luck still. I was mocking the other guy, yeah. You taking a trade? Nah. I'm happy with my executions for the morning session. It's also out of my window, 11:14. Not that there's anything wrong trading this. It's just a rule I have. I don't really trade after. Maybe if I don't take a trade in the morning, then we can go in. It's a good setup. You know, maybe you can get a fill on the breaker. Unicorn. Possible. Asia high still there. I mean, even if you took the setup, say you got a stop loss here. Or say you put a stop loss. Yeah, I mean, let's say you put it right there. And you took a fill right now. Still 1.5 R. If you get a fill here, that's 2 R. If you want to really be aggressive, you can put your stop there. Like, you can finesse a 2 R. Now, just because you missed your ideal entry doesn't mean you still can't get decent risk to reward. How do you use ORC? Use it as like one big ass fair value gap. My bad, brother was focusing on class. No, you're good, bro. I should probably go make some breakfast so I can go for a swim. I'm 50. I already made 1,600. Can you give me advice? Advice on what? Life? Trading? Relationship? What do you want advice on? On the 1,600 that you made? Try to make more, I guess. Keep doing what you're doing. Made 1,600. Something worked. Focus on what worked. Improve on what didn't. So see, like, if you were to take the trade like this, yeah, I mean, still, a lot of people, I'm just saying, I'm not saying take this trade. I'm just saying, don't ever feel like you missed it. You can still juice out 2R. Break even twice on long today. It happens. What do you think about this price action? Drawn liquidity clear, but not a clean delivery. Oh, cool. The streams are awesome. Helping me build my discipline and my model almost similar to yours. Nice, bro. Nice, yeah. That's good. That's one of the reasons streams helps, you know. Building confidence, you know. Maybe watching me lose gives some of you guys confidence that it'll still work out. Sometimes I lose a lot, you know, even in backtest. We took 2 longs today. They both hit TP. No, what I mean is that I see the chart starting from Asian range. There's a bearish dealing range on the London expansion. So how can you say there is a bullish order flow? Oh, you mean why did I go long as one of my reasons? Okay, I get you, Sammy. I get you. I'm focused more on the order flow after 9:30. Okay, so you are right. If you go back and look at what London and Asia did, it was bearish. You are 100% correct. But I'm not trading these sessions, you know. So going into 9:30 open, and I'll put a vertical line for you. Good question. I realized you weren't being rude earlier. You were just trying to learn something. I'm talking about after 9:30 open. So this red line is 9:30 opening price. 9:30 opening price, we go up, and then we break down, and then we get the full shift in structure. How do I know we shifted structure? Like I said on the live stream, we got the full breaker block. You guys remember this breaker block we annotated? And I said if we get the breaker, order flow officially shifted. and we can look for my protraction model long. So once we came up here, I'm like, okay, in my mind, order flow is bullish, and we're more likely to go up to this black line. That was my expectation. We don't have to reach the black line for me to make money, right? I also had this black line, and we did not reach that line, but I still made money. So once we identified that now order flow is bullish, I want to look for a continuation model. So for me, the first entry was this order block. Do you post ATM model in Discord before entering? I tell you guys which direction, and then I'll take the first one that form. If it's a sloppy one, I'll say I don't trust this one. But that's it. That's all I do. I'm also just focused on entering. I can't post it right before because I'm gonna be honest. For those of you who trade the ATM model, you have to be very quick with your entry because sometimes you only get like 2 or 3 seconds to get in, and that's it. What was my sense? 0.279. What's your win rate and average R? In what period of time? Like it depends. On average on average, if you want to average from my trading in general, I'm not saying 0.6, 60% daily win percentage. It can fluctuate down to 40. It can go up to 70. Also depends on the model, right? My 1R ATM model has a really high win rate compared to, say, my reversal model. But my reversal model, it has, what's it called? A higher risk reward on average. So I have multiple models. My protraction model is the one I trade most because it's usually really clear. Yep, ATM models on YouTube if you want to learn. All my models are on YouTube. It's up to you if you want to learn them. But my protraction model is the one I trade most. So we can go based off those numbers. I usually average around 1.8 to like 2.2 R with that model. So like around 2 R is what I aim for. And it's around 60% daily win percentage. Not trade win percentage, daily win percentage. How many W's today? We took 2 wins. You can argue this is one. In my opinion, this is one trade, but for some reason, Tradeovate thinks it's 2. What chat do you post the direction on? All my trading stuff will be gone in the trading section. I'll make an announcement. You'll see. It's gonna say at everyone. And if it's not clear, if I don't post anything, that's because it's not clear and I'm not trading it. YouTube name GatieTrades on every social media, brother. Immortal 2 Peak Sally. I mean, yo, Radiant next act, bro. That's what I said every single act. That's what I said every single time. Anyways, guys, it's 11:20. I gotta go make breakfast. I also have a call at 11:45. I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time in the Discord if you're trading ATM with me, if it farms, if it's clear, right? Remember, ATM is not a mechanical thing. Although I do think it could be coded and still be profitable, I still have an edge over the coding. So it's not mechanical. So, make sure you don't just trade every single ATM model that farms. You want to pick the ones that are a little bit higher probability. Although it still usually farms at least 3 times a week. So it's still pretty high frequency. But I appreciate you guys coming through. I'll see you guys tomorrow for CPI. Good trading today. If you messed up, it's okay. Tomorrow's another day. Don't mess up again. Follow your rules. Till next time.